Alright, I'm almost ready to go. Okay. Get Miku into the login queue. Getting the game up. Here we go. Okay, there we go. As per usual, we're going to start with a little bit of class questing. I've got White Mage ready to go, or Conjurer rather, ready to go for its ascension into White Mage. So we're going to work on that for probably about 30 minutes. And then at the end of that 30 minutes, as far as we are is as far as we are. I'm not going to stress about it too much. We've got MSQ to do, and I'm more concerned about getting us through that right now. Okay. Okay, I believe it's just going to be at the Conjurer's Guild again. White Mage is really interesting, or Conjurer rather, is really interesting in that it doesn't really lock many abilities behind, like actually doing your quests. So I was able to get it all the way to 30, and we need to do the level 10 quest. Okay. Greetings, Miku. Each time we meet, the part of the conjure, or oh my god, the part of the conjurer befits you ever better. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Travel the full flower comb in the east shroud. Seek the teachings of Hearer Wolfew. Though scant few years have passed since her coming of age, Wolfew is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elementals with uncommon clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lessons in the mysteries of wind. Okay. There we go. We have a built-in time limit now. Once that OJ runs out, then we can move on to MSQ. But for now, I want to just push through the Conjurer stuff. I don't think they ever like reworked these quests, but I seriously remember none of it. You must be Miku. Brother Isumiyan sent word to expect you. Shall be my pleasure to instruct you on the patterns of gusts and gales. Now, how to proceed? Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the title of hearer, and well, you are my first student. Yes. I believe I have a suitable task for you. To the east of Sweet Bloom Pier, there is a small spring, giving rise to a pool. Go there and clear the air of the honeybee swarm which lately took a precedence in the area. You seem uncertain. Mayhap you wonder at the connection between my request and the subject of your study. I sympathize, Miku, but trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this deed will deepen your understanding of wind. Will it? Where is this? Ah. It just occurred to me that I'm probably going to kill this thing really quick. Well, I don't know. Our item level's not super high. Never mind. I don't know what that taught me. I didn't even have to use arrow. Welcome back. I take it the bees are no more? Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Wildkins preferred flowers in the vicinity of the spring? Asked because there were none. Strange, then, is it not, that the bees would choose to congregate there? What has caused this aberrant behavior? Still your mind and reach out with your senses. Can you feel it? The path of the wind veers from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along its wake. Something is playing havoc with the air current. Such a disturbance bespeaks corruption. Return to the spring near Sweet Bloom Pier and search for pockets of corrupted air. Should you find one, use your powers of conjuring to disperse it. They want me to go. Okay. Sure. Why didn't I see this the first time I was over here? Oh, a solo dude. Okay. This is Thanks, Sister Wolfie. I think I was fine though. Well done. The wind no longer keeps its frustration. Let us return to the full flower. Okay, this better be the end of the quest. Oh, I should probably state that I don't have a Sahagin quest ready for today, so we will not be doing any Beast Tribe stuff today. Um, I must apologize for exposing you to such danger. The corruption is greater than I anticipated, but it is through such trials that we flourish as conjurers. Now then, Miku, what did you learn as you struggled within the air's grasp? You will doubtless have noticed the wind does not strike with the instant, crushing force of Earth. Instead, it torments one's form, dancing across every surface and leaving 1,000 tiny wounds in its wake. There are agonies of erosion, or these are agonies of erosion. Having experienced such pain, you are now intimately acquainted with the wind's capacity for patient destruction. No land is stranger to its power, and when you stand under distant skies and feel the wind's familiar caress upon your skin, remember the lessons you have learned here today. I suppose I should be grateful that this latest elemental disturbance manifested itself at such an opportune time. Only the gods know what I would have taught you had it not. Yet the growing frequency of such phenomena begins to concern me. While it is true the calamity wrought much harm upon the Twelves Wood, I suspect some other forces at work here. I bid you remain wary, Miku. But enough of these ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is at an end. Return to Stillglade Fane and inform Brother Isumi of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank him for sending me such a willing first student. Okay, first one done. Welcome back, Miku. The elementals inform me you have opened your ears to the voice of the wind. That is well. Having made allies of two elements, you are well on your way along the path of conjury, though a full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient, as you seek to embrace nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. They made you study wind? Why bother? Oh, hello. You don't need wind to heal things, whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Conjury is inextricably bound with nature, Sylphie. That dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assume by your presence here that you have once again abandoned your tutors. You must understand, if you persist in casting spells without the proper knowledge... I have all the knowledge I need. My mother never needed to embrace nature to heal, and the people she helped were thankful for her art. I'll learn conjury the same way she did, and I'll become just as great a conjurer. You'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you, Brother Isume. I wanted to tell you that I've discovered how to cast rays. How? What were you thinking, girl? You know not what you do, what you risk. You are meddling with the forces beyond the comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I will have no recourse but to strip you of the name Conjurer and banish you from our halls. Do I make myself clear? Why must you be so angry with me? It's not as if I were trying to hurt anyone. But that, Sylphie, my dear child, that's precisely the point. My apologies, Miku. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. What am I hearing? Give me just one moment. There we go. Pardon the interruption. Okay. As you've just heard, Sylphie's mother was also a conjurer who was unable to use any spells outside of the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sylphie seeks to emulate her in every way. It is a rare and wondrous talent to heal without relying on the energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all that we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sylphie to cast rays. I shudder to think of what would happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon her true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I am only glad that those same failings have not hindered you. Whether it be with my help or in spite of it, I believe that you will become a fine conjurer. Already you are blessed with great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with our art. As indeed I hope you shall. Yet however much you grow, however powerful you become, remember that ours is a power borrowed, not taken. Yeah, I'll just take the money. Thanks. Good to see you again, Miku. By the aura you exude, it's plain that you have grown further as a conjurer. The time has come for you to acquaint yourself with the third element of our art, water. For the first part of your lesson, you are to take this flask of pristine water and pour it at the foot of the hedge tree found near Hawthorne Hut. The water's purity will draw forth corrupting entity that is siphoning the tree's life force. Dispatch this being, then speak with Brother Joachim? John, at the Hawthorne Hut. As you might expect, he's a conjurer with a fine ear for the murmurings of brook and stream. Listen well to his advice, if you would learn to master the element of water. It's funny, there's like attacks for earth and wind, but we don't have a water skill. And as far as I'm aware, we never have a water skill. Oh, good. This one will be easy. I'm actually kind of shocked it's not already dead. Because I only have a level, like, 17 pain. Back here? Back here. Greetings, Miku. Brother Isumi informed me of your coming. I assume it was you who purified the befouled water at the hedge tree. The joyous bubbling of the elementals is a pleasure to hear. On behalf of both of them and myself, I thank you. Now, without further ado, let us speak of that which Brother Isumi sent you here to learn. I trust you do not find it strange to be asked to tend to a tree when your lesson this day concerns the element of water. One need not have studied botany to realize that the forest requires more than rich soil to flourish. Water is essential for carrying, oh hello Jay, the nutrients in the earth from a tree's roots all the way to the very tips of its leaves. The precious liquid is the lifeblood of the 12's wood. Without it, naught would grow, but should it rise too great in volume, and too swiftly, the nourishing flow will become a crashing wave that washes away all before it. It is important to realize that all of nature is in balance. As conjury derives its power from nature, we must take care not to use our art in a manner like to disrupt this state. Ever must we be mindful of the ceaseless tug of war embodied in creation, this fruitful stalemate of the elements. You still have heat stroke? What do you mean still? Brother Joacine, are you about? I'm here, sir. What has transpired? A herd of young antelope stags has gone berserk. I don't know what's got him so panicked, but there's no calm in him now. The mad beasts scored soldiers sent to shepherd them away from civilian settlements, leaving us with a pile of wounded over at Jocelyn's Spire, and not enough hands to staunch the bleeding. We need a healer and fast. Curious, I sense nothing amiss in the whisperings of the elementals. What could have frightened these antelopes so? Apologies. I shall revisit these musings anon. Let us make haste. If matters are as chaotic as you say, I fear the number of injured may be rising as we speak. I doubt that we too will suffice. We must divide our forces. Miku, travel straight away to Jocelyn's Spire and tend to the wounded. I shall endeavor to rally further healers and follow after you, bearing what restorative urgence I can. You, sir, head to Stokeglade Fane and beseech the aid of Brother Isumi. Oh, that's not good. You didn't try to walk anywhere, did you today? I know you were thinking about it. You didn't actually do it, did you? Okay, good. Were you just not turning on your AC? Who are a conjurer, you say? Praise Nafika. You've come not a moment too soon. Sounds like yet more wounded have just been carried in. Pray offer them what aid you can. Oh, we just left this man on the floor? I can breathe again. Thank you. These folk are out of danger for the present, but I fear our reprieve shall be brief. The battle with the stags yet rages, and there are reports of yet more wounded. I bid you join the wood whalers and help put an end to this. Seek them just off the road that leads to the northeast, and do not worry. My art shall be sufficient to prevent matters from worsening here. Now go. Wait a minute. I went the wrong direction entirely. You know, when you got home, watched the Lydia episode. Oh my god. Oh, right. You worked today. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, definitely don't go in tomorrow. Time to lend a hand. Have you quickly. The fight's this way. Okay. They have you, like, in kitchen all day? Because that would be terrible. That would actually be really bad on a day like this. Do not. If you even attempt to cast Raise Child, I'll kill you myself. Conjurer, your aid. Presented the whole time. Oh, so you were leaning out the window for like 8 hours. Good God. Yeah, that's bad. That's really bad, actually. There comes a point where, like, having someone work the same position for an entire, like, shift is literally a health hazard to them. And today was definitely past that point. Oh, that guy's gonna, like, die. I don't want him to die. Awesome. I love how much that healed. God, they really are. They really are. That restaurant's gonna collapse. We done? We're done. And now the child is going to cast Raise, and she's going to cause a disaster. Holy shit. Jesus. I'm fine. Don't mind me. No. No, you're not fine. Pray, tell me we're not too late. Sylphie, what have you done? I forbade you from using such methods. Guildmaster, I will not see you repeat your mother's mistakes. My mother never did anything wrong. Miku, may I ask that you follow her, please? I fear my presence will only serve to provoke her further. She cannot have gone far in her weakened state. Okay. Wow, she really did not go far. Hello, Sylvie. I don't understand. When I try to cast spells, nothing happens. When I reach for my power, there's just nothing there. Only there was some way that you could, like, learn to conjure your power or anything. I don't know. Stupid. Is this what the Guildmaster was trying to warn me about? Yes! Holy shit. He said I was repeating my mother's mistakes. The same thing happened to her, losing her magic, I mean. And then she... Am I going to die? This can't be happening. I didn't think... Please, I need to be alone. Let me get this straight, child. You watched your mother try to use her powers like this, and it killed her. And you were like, nah, but I can do it. Okay. Okay. This may be the dumbest Final Fantasy NPC that we've encountered so far. Miku, you've returned at last. Were you able to speak with Sylphie? I see. I once taught you that conjurers harness the power of nature that we might bring about change. Earth, wind, water, healing. The principle is no different. For the art of mending, we draw upon the boundless life force of nature and bestow it upon the wounded. Sylphie has never sought to borrow from that bounty. Her power to heal stems from her own life force. The vital energies of mortals are, however, finite, and now that which I most feared has come to pass. Her mother unwittingly took her own life through the continued use of her healing skills, and Sophie's aptitude for the art is, if anything, even greater. Thus, it is not unexpected that she should reach the limits of her strength at a much earlier age. If we do not intervene, this terrible tragedy will be repeated, and I, for one, could not bear to see the child suffer the same fate as her mother. I shall think on the solution to this dark dilemma. It may be that I will have need of your assistance in the near future. Do not doubt your abilities. You are a conjurer who has passed the trials of earth, wind, and water. You grow closer to nature with every passing day, and I sense within you the seeds of greatness. In your encounter with water, you learned its role as a bringer of life, but you also felt the implacable power of a surging wave as it swept you along in its path. Like earth and wind and nature at large, the element of water is possessed of more than one aspect. Having completed the third lesson, I'm satisfied that you have mastered the fundamentals of conjuring. Yet this is but the beginning of your journey. Henceforth, you must strive to attune yourself ever more closely to the elements and to nature. Hold on. Killing a bot. There we go. Greetings, Miku. You radiate the confidence of a conjurer who neglects not her study of the elements. I confess I have no lesson for you to learn this day. Why am I here, then? Instead, I would ask you aid me in the education of another. Yes, I speak of Sylphie. After no small amount of prompting, bordering on coercion, the child has finally promised to attempt to embrace the forces of nature, but I'm afraid the matter is not so easily resolved. Sylphie has never attempted to learn the basic offensive spells that you and most other conjurers have mastered before first venturing into the wild. As such, she is ill-equipped to undertake the trials which furnished you and your peers with an understanding of the elements. Simply put, she's no match for the tainted spirits of nature. But if a more capable conjurer were to accompany her and purify the corruption in her stead, it may yet serve to impress upon her the power of the forces at work. I bid you take her on another pilgrimage around the 12's Wood, and give her the opportunity to witness these confrontations firsthand. Earth, wind, and water, she must know them all. Show her the mastery, or the majesty and primal ferocity of nature. As it was with you, let Earth be her first lesson. Sylphie awaits you at Bent Branch Meadows, pray forgive my presumption, but I thought it best to send her on ahead while her conviction remains strong. Once you have located the patch of corrupted soil at Bent Branch, draw forth the tainted sprite and let her witness the struggle that ensues. May the elementals aid you in this endeavor. Hello, Sylphie. I wasn't scared. I was just a little startled, that's all. It was as if a mass of solid wrath had erupted from the ground. I've never felt anything like... never mind. You have to head to Bannock next. Let's get this over with. Oh. Is it all going to be on this map? That'd be really nice if it was all on this map. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. You should do literally everything you can to have, like, a cold temperature room right now. Oh, okay. Okay. Any of these better than what I've got? Absolutely not. Gods! Wind blew straight through me. It felt both gentle and sharp at the same time. I can't explain it. This is something you can conjure? Let us be on our way. The last one is at Lilystone. Yeah, that's good. Where? Hold on. Where? Oh, all the way down south. Okay. Yeah, I spent most of today literally, like, lying on my bed with a fan blowing on me at, like, max speed. My room doesn't, like, my house has central air, but my room doesn't really, like, get any of it. There's a vent and everything. It's just, you know, no air really comes through it, ever. So I just spent all day just, like, lying in front of my fan. I played a lot of Shin Megami Tensei 4. Hopefully this heat wave ends, you know, sooner rather than later, because it's been bad. The lake is so beautiful. I never noticed how clearly the sky is reflected in its surface. I never noticed. Let's head back. I'm ready to speak with the guildmaster now. Oh, Sylvie. That is all the time we have for conjurer quests for the time being. We could keep going for another 10 minutes, I suppose. Try to start it at 10 exactly. But we've got, like, 2 quests remaining still. Welcome back, my avid conjurers. How fared you in your encounter with the elements? Sylvie, what did you sense as Miku cleansed the sources of corruption? It's hard to explain. It was like hearing voices crying out in joy. And I felt their happiness wash over me. The world seemed sharper, more alive. It was almost as if nature were speaking to me. But why, Brother Izumi? Why did my mother teach me to avoid this side of conjuring? What was she so afraid of? There are certain truths that hide behind the mask of our words, and there is much your mother didn't tell you, but you needn't seek all the answers at once, Sylvie. Even now, your mind founders amid a sudden... Oh my god, what is this sentence? Your mind founders amid a sudden inundation of awareness. The first time we connect with nature can be a wonderful but disorienting experience. I suggest you allow yourself some time to adjust to this new perspective. Yes, Guildmaster. You have my gratitude, Miku. Thanks to you, Sylvie has taken a most important step. You heard her mention voices crying out in joy, did you not? It appears the mother's gift has been passed on to the daughter. Such sensitivity is not something one can achieve through meditation and training, but a blessing only a few fortunate chosen can receive, and as you have no doubt surmised, Sylvie's mother was one such person. The misunderstanding of that blessing, however, was what led her down such a tragic path. We cannot allow Sylvie's astonishing talents consume her in the same manner. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. The girl is barely awoken to her potential. And for that potential to be fully realized, your support is yet needed. I suspect she failed to mention that the promise of your involvement in lessons was the reason for her change of heart. You underestimate the impression your quiet determination has made on young Sylvie. If modesty prevents you from acknowledging your own good deed, consider this task a part of your training. For conjurers are healers of wounds, be they physical or otherwise. Walk with her on her journey, Miku, and together explore the myriad mysteries of nature. Yeah, I don't want any of that. Wow. Throw out this old cane. Okay. I was just remembering that I want to say it was Copperbell Mines as Pugilist, and I was missing an ability. Like, this was like last week. I was missing an ability, and I had level 5, weapons equipped. I was literally useless for that entire dungeon. Okay. I do believe that is all the time we have for class quests for the time being. We'll have 3 more to do on Conjurer and 2 more to do on Pugilist before long. For now, we'll bring Summoner along for the MSQ today. I say Summoner, but if we hit content, I'm switching to Scholar. So okay. Hello, Alfie. Now. Well, that was an experience I'd rather not have again. Something has been troubling me, Miku. Shortly before, the Black Wolf took center stage when Garuda attempted to claim you as her own. I could have sworn I saw... but I'm sure I was mistaken. In times of great stress, the evidence of the eye is apt misread by even the most inquiring mind. Forget I mentioned it. Returning to the subject of our earlier discussion, we may consider the matter of primals closed until further notice. No beast tribe will dare summon their god so long as that weapon exists. Truly, a more effective deterrent I could not imagine. It almost seems a shame to plot its destruction. Wow, that is worse than what I'm currently... I guess I shouldn't be shocked. We're at the level 44 quest. We're wearing level 45 gear. It makes sense. We'll be grabbing this, though. It's past time we return to the Waking Sands. To leave our headquarters in disrepair any longer would dishonor the memory of those who fell there. We have been brought to our knees, but we will rest, rebuild, and rise once more. Where did I put the Vesper Bay tickets? Oh, I shoved them into my saddlebag. Okay. That makes sense. I was doing a lot of crafting a few weeks back, so... I should probably pull up the MSQ list. Just so I have it handy. So I know where we are relative to everything else. So this is reclamation? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 quests out from the end of A Realm Reborn. I don't know if we'll get there tonight. I was hesitant to announce this stream with that, like, piece of text where, like, oh, we'll be finishing A Realm Reborn tonight, because, like, I can't promise that. The final dungeons will probably take about an hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes. So, that might be a next time thing. Tell me, Miku, does odd here strike you as odd? I see signs of recent habitation. Could it be that we have trespassers? Mayhap it's my imagination. Come, let us proceed to the solar. Wait. Who goes there? Now, Ida, is that any way to greet a friend? Alphino, Miku. Sid? Wait, is this a dream? Not that I'm aware of. It's been a while, Ida. I don't believe it. I was sure you'd been... This place has seen better days. You know, I wasn't actually here when... I was still in talks with the Adder's Nest. The first I knew about it was when I came back and I saw... Ida. The church had taken care of the bodies, but that's still left the stains. It was hard to know where to start. If Ishtola hadn't been here to help me. Ishtola is here too? Yes, but she's not here right now. She's gone off to Ul'dah to meet a man who might know what happened to the others. Papa Limo and Minfilia weren't among the dead, according to the church. Ishtola thinks they were taken somewhere. Upon orders by the Black Wolf, no doubt. Why would he want them? Because they possess something he desires. Knowledge of another power that can be brought to bear against the primals, one that Gaius has yet to harness. The Echo. Gaius will be aware of its existence, as well as the immunity it grants the gifted of the primal's influence. Powerful though his Allagan weapon may be, he would doubtless desire such protection. He means to use Minfilia to gain an understanding of the Echo, none of which explains how the Empire came to know the location of the Waking Sands in the first place. No matter, the Empire has shown its hand, and now we must act. It is up to us to rebuild the Scions and save Eorzea. Can I count on you, Ida? What? Oh, yes, of course. Whatever you need. We can discuss our next move upon Ishtola's return. For now, I say we rest. Okay. We take the floor. Apparently.
Hear, feel, think.
Why, hello to you too, Heidelin.
Bringer of light. Brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright. I am Heidelin, all made one.
Kind of an ironic
Hearken
title for her
unto
to give
me
herself.
now, for the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always. The crystals shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution, my child, but fear not, for I am ever with thee.
Ishtola! Miku, I see you and Alfino are safe, and Sid. That we five should meet each other thus defies simple explanation. It's as if the benevolent hand of Master Louis Spa guides us still. He would not see us undone so easily, not now, when the need is so great. I know Wormanfilia and the others are being held. Where? An Imperial stronghold in the heart of Mordona. Astrum Sentry. The rescue of our allies. Holy shit! I accidentally clicked. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Miku, even under normal circumstances. Breaching the defenses of an Imperial castrum would be a highly dangerous proposition. But now the castrum sentry houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, we may be confident that they have taken additional measures to ensure the stronghold's security. If we are to free our friends, we will require an effective strategy, and if we are to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us in this. Lord Portelaine of House Durandare. He is stationed at the observatorium in Kurthis. Let us go to him and beseech his aid. Oh, cool. Because we haven't walked across the Kurthis Highlands enough. We need to do it more. Okay. Just gonna let Miku run. I don't know what I've really been up to lately that warrants discussion on stream. Like I said, I've really been playing a lot of Shin Megami Tensei 4. I'm almost at the end of it, which that's crazy to me. Is I didn't I didn't think I'd ever be able to finish a mainline Shin Megami Tensei game, and yet, like, I'm right at the end of 4 at this point. I probably have, like, 3 or 4 more hours left of it. Oh, he's in the building, isn't he? Ah, Miku, the woman who unmasked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You're an associate of Ishtola, but of course, Lord Drillamont confided to me that you were a scion of the Seventh Dawn. Oh, I'm glad. Okay, I don't think I want any of those at the moment. We should probably equip that new chest piece we got. Castrum Sentry, what interest have you all in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide would be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scouts' reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum: a Huron woman, an Elizan man, and 2 Lalafels. 1 male, 1 female. It's them! It has to be Minfilia, Urianger, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scant morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about the more recent incident. Incident? An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Kurthus not too long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners, a Rogadin and a Lalafell, were seen fleeing the craft. Again? What did you say? A Rogadin and a Lalafell, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue. Hence our assumption that they were prisoners. Well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Miku, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed. If Biggs were given the choice, I'd fear you take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is an endeavor that I will admit some slight delay. The matter of escapees, by contrast, will not. Shortly after the prisoners vacated the airship, our scouts observed the Imperial troops setting off in pursuit. It is likely only a matter of time before they catch them. If you wish to see your comrades again, you best act now. If, as has been suggested, the Garleans took our fellow Scions prisoner in the hopes of understanding the Echo, it seems reasonable to assume that they will not be executed in such time as the study is complete. But Biggs and Wedge are not Scions, nor do they know aught of the Echo. As Lord Portelaine said, this may prove our only chance to rescue them. I say we seize it. Thank you, everyone. You won't regret this. We kind of need Biggs and Wedge. They're like really important. What the fuck just happened? Oh, we're getting moved to do another cutscene. Is this going to be voiced? No. Final preparations are almost complete, my lord. There stands the culmination of 5 long years of painstaking work, but all our efforts will be vindicated when the Emperor's vision becomes a reality. At last, we have the power to purge this land of its false gods. We shall give the ignorant children of Eorzea the security and stability they so desperately crave, in which their spineless leaders have so palpably failed to provide. As you say, my lord, rest assured our engineers will not rest until the weapon is fully armed and operational. Nero, how do you see out of that helmet? Ridditon, you depart for Castrum Occidens at midnight. You will command the Western Front in Vilbrand. Oh my god, the Eorzeans, if I could speak, will attempt to interfere with our plans. You will see that they do not. My lord, if it be your will, I shall carry it out in the best of my ability. I live only to serve the Empire. Yet, forgive my impudence, but Is it proper to give command of half of our forces to it? I have given you nothing, Prefectus. You have earned it. That will be all. Dismissed. Yes, my lord. My quarters. 1 hour. Okay. What the hell is that? Levs of the... Okay. We're not unlocking Levs down here. My purpose here is to... Oh my god. Reconnoiter? Garlean activity? I assume that's a weird form of the word reconnaissance. Along Abalathia's spine. Owing to this, I have the honor of being acquainted with Ishtola. Now, the report of the Imperial airship's emergency landing came to us by the waves of Mile Darkhold, situated to the west. Our man stationed at the entrance, a knight named Briselt, may be able to tell you more. So, as to expedite your mission, I shall furnish you with a letter of introduction. I pray that you will soon be reunited with your comrades. May the Fury grant you strength. You stand before Zamile Darkhold, the subterranean fortress excavated by the Great Ishgardian house of the same name. None but authorized personnel may enter. I hope I don't have to go in there. Letter from Lord Portelaine. So you've come about the Imperial airship. According to our scouts, the vessel had scarce touched the ground when a pair of men, captives by all accounts, burst forth and bolted. Imperial soldiers have since been sighted in the area seeking to recapture them. What? The captives are like to be your friends, you say? Then let us pray that they are yet a step ahead of their pursuers. The emergency landing reportedly took place near the Aurum Vale, situated south and west of here. I suggest you take your search there. Seek out a knight named Pierremons. He should be able to assist you. What level MSQ is this? This is still 44. Okay. Since I'm trying to get 2 classes to level cap right now, and Dragoon's the one I'm going to be, like, more concerned about. I kind of want to make sure Dragoon stays ahead of the curve. But seeing as Dragoon is level 48 right now, it'll probably be fine. Oh, we should equip this. There we go. Miku, you look like fucking Santa. The Imperial airship, I saw it approach to land with mine own 2 eyes. I hastened to the landing site, arriving just in time to see the vessel take to the skies again, but not before it deployed a detachment of troops. Gruff orders were being barked, and then there was an air of consternation around them. Yeah, we're just gonna... there were prisoners aboard the airship, it seems, and they seized the opportunity to flee when the vessel was forced to land. The Garleans, who were deployed, formed search parties and proceeded to scour the wilderness. In order to alert our forces, I returned to my post. To find evidence that someone had been here in my absence. Whoever they were, they tried the door to no avail and decided to go elsewhere. In all, I marked 2 sets of footprints, one large and one small. If you search the area, mayhap you'll be able to follow the footprints to their owners. Okay. Eventually. Oh, good. This is gonna take forever. Miku, it does not take this long to follow footprints. And they're placed, like, so weirdly, like, apart. I don't want to fight this. Probably faster to just kill it, though. Oh. Can't say I'm happy about that. Any day now. Any day now. How many times? I'm opening this quest up on the wiki. How many times? Oh, the wiki won't tell me. Finally. I feel like there's an NPC near here, but I can't prove it. Brr, so cold. I want to go home. Hello. Oh, please don't eat me. I'm not nearly as succulent as I look. It's all skin and bones underneath, I swear. Miku, it's you. Thank goodness you're here. It's been awful. The Garleans were snapping at her heels like a hungry pack of wolves. I was so hellsbent on evading them, I almost ran headlong into a monster's gaping maw thrice. And when I finally found cover, it hit me how cold and hungry I was. Biggs, he isn't here. He went off in a different direction to lure our pursuers away. It's me, Sid. Have you found any success? Track down Wedge? That's wonderful news. Now what of Biggs? I see. Well, it hardly surprises me that the big fellow went off as he did. For all the tongue lashings he gives Wedge, he's always taken care of him. I've scoured the area surrounding the Darkhold, but I have nothing to show for it. At any rate, we know for a fact Biggs headed west, with both Ida and Ishtola helping out. I'm sure he'll turn up soon. Now then, I'll make my way over to your position while keeping an eye out for Biggs. If memory serves, there should be an Ishgardian fortification not far to your west. The Monument Tower, I believe it's called. Let us meet there. Dare I hope... Was that Master Garland you spoke with? After 5 long years, thank goodness he's alive. I'm feeling better now, Miku. Let's go to the Monument Tower and wait for the chief to arrive. Okay. Is this near Snow Point? No, Snow Point's up north. No, thank you. Well met and welcome, adventurer. What brings you to this frozen corner of the realm? Oh, it would seem your companion has got a chill. Come warm yourself by the fire. I'll bring you a hot broth. How are you feeling now, then? Stay here as long as you need. Same goes for you, friend. 'Tis plain you have a hard journey ahead of you. You must find rest when you can. I'm fine now, thanks to you, but I can't bear to think that Biggs is still all alone in the cold, with Garleans on his heels. He lured the enemy away for my sake, and now he's suffering for it. I hate to have to rely on you again, Miku, but do you think you could search for Biggs? I haven't the slightest notion of where he might be at the moment, but maybe, just maybe, the people here have seen something. Oh. Rogan gentleman dressed in the same manner as your companion? I'm sorry, but he did not come by here. Let me think a moment. I would not raise your hopes unduly, but there's a cave situated a short distance to the south. We call it the Fury's Gaze, and may be worthwhile to investigate. I make this suggestion only because your friend seems like a selfless sort. Rather than drawing the enemy to this tower, mayhap he elected to pass us by. What is the purpose of this tower? It's just in the middle of nowhere for no reason? Oh, it's fucking bright in here. Man, Miku is really taking her sweet ass time tonight. There we go. Can't help but notice that the quest is updated to like tell me to turn it in, and I have not killed the revenants yet. Uh-oh, that's gonna pull every plasmoid in this fucking... Okay, good. It's not AoE yet. Okay. The upgraded versions of these are AoEs. Miku, were you able to learn anything? Not in this area. Well, that stands to reason, I suppose, seeing as he was trying to lure the Garleans away from me. But where within this vast sea of snow and ice could he be? I wonder if we find him in this quest. We can't give up, Miku. We must find Biggs before he succumbs to the cold or is recaptured. There must be someone in this tower who can help us, even if it's only to tell us where to look. Ask them for me. Ask anyone who will listen, and hurry. Biggs' chances of survival grow slimmer by the moment. You know, I didn't sprint because I thought that staircase would be, like, relative... Oh my fucking god. We aren't even at the top yet. I was like, oh yeah, that staircase will probably be pretty short. And then it was really fucking long, as it turned out. Your friend is lost in the wilderness, you say? If he's not to be found around here or in the vicinity of the Darkhold, it is possible he made for Whitebrim. To reach it, one must travel through Denifin Pass, the southern end of which lies to the north and east of here. While I make no guarantee that your search will bear fruit, it is surely better than worrying in idleness. I wish you luck. Oh, and one more thing. Do tread warily when climbing the stairs here. Not a moon ago, I near broke my neck when I slipped and took a tumble. Okay. That was... Huh. Anyways. I hate the sound the carbuncle makes when it takes damage. Who the fuck is that shimmering? Ishtola? Alright. Our orders are to take you back, dead or alive. Which will it be, engineer? Why don't you come and find out, Tinhead? Ah, Miku, it is well that you are here. The situation is grave. Biggs is in a bad way. We need to do something right now. Ida has the right of it. He will perish if we delay. With me. He's not alone. Kill them all. Okay. Well. Oh, okay. It's just the main guy I don't deal much damage to. Got it. I can't imagine this is going to be very hard. Ah. Uh-oh. Biggs, what are you doing? He's just fighting the main big guy now at this point. There we go. Oh. It's also one of the rare instances of Biggs fighting alongside you in a thing. Normally he's non-combat. So... we win. My thanks. Another moment I would have... He has been too long in the cold. We must find shelter for him. Monument Tower, you say? Very well. Ida and I shall bear him there with all haste. Sid would be so happy to see Biggs and Wedge again. Aw, I love reunions. Right, that was Notorious Biggs? We're like 14 quests out-ish. So we're making actually like astonishing time. I don't have like a dungeon lined up for tonight. Let me open up my hunting log. Yeah, we're not up to rank 3 yet. Next time we have to teleport, we'll see about upgrading our status. I cannot thank you enough, Miku, and the same goes for the rest of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, don't mention it. We are a family, are we not? Well, yes, it's just... I didn't think I'd ever see him again. I owe the lot of you my life. You saved Wedges too, Miku. I'm losing count of how many I owe you. It is full of it. I have to make like a checklist for Miku, like a physical one that I can like actually mark off. I have a section of my whiteboard dedicated to it, but it's honestly not enough space. So Biggs, Wedge, gods, it's good to see the two of you again. Chief, it's you. It's really you. In our hearts, we knew you were still alive, but to finally see you in the flesh. When Alfino told me of the raid on the Waking Sands, I feared the worst. What happened? The enemy struck with nary a warning. We didn't stand a chance. Wedge and I were in the workshop when they came. Before we knew what was happening, the Imperials had us at gunpoint. It must have been awful. There's one thing I don't understand, though. How did the Garleans get there so fast? I mean, the Immortal Flames should have seen them coming, right? I myself have asked the same question. That day, when I returned to the carnage of the Waking Sands, I noted not a miss in horizon. Nothing at all to suggest the passing of an Imperial force. From this, I conclude that the Garleans came neither by land nor by air. They were born there by the potent teleportation magics of the kind used by the Ossians. Carry on. We were bound and blindfolded and bundled into the cargo bay of a waiting airship. I can't rightly say how long we were aboard, but when the time came for us to disembark, we found ourselves in the midst of the Imperial stronghold, Castrum Sentry. Upon arrival, we were marched off into the main complex. Biggs and I were thrown into the detainment cell together, where Minfilia and the others were taken elsewhere. That was the last we heard from them. Castrum Sentry. What happened next? Well, we were held in isolation for what felt like years, but was probably moons, or maybe only weeks, and then, without warning, the Imperials collected the pair of us and put us on another vessel, which we found out was bound for Garlemald, much to our dread. We knew that if we were taken back there, we weren't like to leave again. So risky though it was, we sabotaged the ship's altitude control and thereby forced an emergency landing, and in the midst of the ensuing chaos, we managed to slip our captors. The rest, as they say, is history. If I didn't know any better, I'd call that a likely story, sabotaging the altitude controls of an airborne vessel. That will have been Big's handiwork, like as not. You always were resourceful in a tight spot, my friend. Miku, thank you for returning my dear assistance to me. It would seem I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. There are still many questions in my mind, but the answers can wait. Minfilia and the others still want for rescue. Alright, you lot. Garland Ironworks is back in business. Let's go and give the Imperials what for. Alright. Thanks to you, Biggs and Wedge are with us again. Now we must find a way to rescue Minfilia and the others. Gods know we've kept them waiting for too long already. Based on what we learned, I believe it's safe to say they're being held at Castrum Sentry, so let us convene at Revenant's Toll in Mordona. It's as good a place as any to prepare, and better than most. The road leading east, then south, will get you there. When we arrive, let's seek the advice of the local adventurers. We're bound to learn a thing or two that will benefit our mission. Well, because we are teleporting anyways, let's go upgrade our status in our Grand Company. That Lalafell is named Teeny. Just wanted to point that out. That's a great name. That's really good. So this is normally the point in the game where we'd have to make the really dangerous journey to Revenant's Toll, and now we don't need to do that because we had to do it early. Apply for a promotion. All the commander's requirements. Without further ado, I should make the necessary arrangements for your promotion. You're a Storm Sergeant First Class. To qualify for Chief Storm Sergeant, you must fulfill the following requirements. 8K! We are now Chief Storm Sergeant. In the name of the Admiral, I hereby appoint you to the rank of Chief Storm Sergeant. By this promotion, you are now eligible to undertake a wider range of company levs. May you serve in the best... Oh my god, may you ever serve the best interests of Limsa Lumensa, till sea swallows all. Okay, Second Storm Lieutenant. And what are we currently? Oh, we have to increase our rank one more time. Are you kidding me? How much do we need? Speak with her to receive your trial. Guiding the bilious. Sergeant Hatsune, ever the shining example of your fellow members of the Maelstrom. Time and time again, you have risen to the call. Today, I would give you the opportunity to add to your growing list of accomplishments. In return for battle chocobos provided to us, the Holy See has petitioned our aid in purging the cavern known as the Aurum Vale of its most foul inhabitants. Our contact from Ishgard, Sir Willem... Whatever. We'll appraise you of the particulars of the mission upon your arrival. Yep. I knew this day was coming. It is inevitable, unfortunately. So, what we're about to go through is the single worst dungeon. Well, no. There are two I can think of that are worse. But it's close. And the fact that it's anywhere near the two that I am thinking of right now is... It should be a warning sign. A big-ass red flag on this dungeon. That there is something deeply, fundamentally wrong with it. We're going to be queuing for it as Dragoon and pushing on through the MSQ while we wait for it. I'm not going to be healing this place. It is a dungeon that very, very famously... I'm not saying I'm a beginner healer. I could probably heal it if I tried. But it is a dungeon that very, very famously breaks beginner healers and convinces a lot of people that they don't actually want to heal. Because this place is pretty goddamn intense. Probably the hardest of the pre-level 50 dungeons, just in general. What level is this quest? Level 47. We can't even enter it as Summoner yet. So we'll have to do it as Dragoon. We're on the level 44 quest still? Okay. Hello, guy who I'm not even going to try to pronounce your name because you're sending me to hell. From the Maelstrom, I presume. Yes, I suppose you should suffice. The Holy See is not wont to besiege assistance from foreign armies, but the task before us is a daunting one, and our own knights are occupied with matters of greater import. Mayhap you have already heard rumors of the Aurum Vale. Many a miner has been lured into its cavernous recesses by promises of vast fortunes, find only death and doubly so. If the noxious fumes don't get them, the cavernous fronds that lurk are happy to oblige. While there is little we can do about the former, dispatching the latter would go far in sparing the lives of unfortunate treasure seekers. So it is that we turn to you. Welcome to the Aurum Vale. Ugh. So technically speaking, you can enter this place without progressing your Grand Company storyline. If you would, for some reason, want to do that. I saved it for now, though. Obviously. Jesus. I'm opening my window. It has gotten intolerably warm inside, and I needed to be not hot anymore, even if only for a few hours. Anyways, let's push forward, I suppose. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we actually had this one available to do. But as it turns out, we did. Yippee! Well met, friend. What brings you to Revenant's Toll? Did I hear you rightly? Your friends are being held captive at Castrum Century and you want to rescue them. I don't mean to discourage you, but that might prove difficult. The Stronghold has been on high alert of late, with armored patrols seen around the perimeter around the clock. Not even a fly could get within 100 yalms of the walls undetected. The Garleans were alerted to our coming. We cannot know what they will do to Minfilia and the others. We must act with the greatest stealth. It has to be good old-fashioned infiltration. But with security so tight, how are we going to smuggle ourselves in? Why, I have a mind to walk through the front door. Huh? The front door? I will disguise yourselves as Imperial troops and march right in. For this, we'll need a few sets of Imperial uniforms, a suit of Magitech armor, and impeccable timing. That's a bold strategy, but it just might work. Where we are, there's certainly no shortage of opportunities to borrow the equipment. Knowing those Imperial bastards, they wouldn't even suspect that we savage Eorzeans would think to use their technology. Then it's settled. If you're determined to go ahead with this, I'd recommend you speak with Glaumont. The fellow's got a personal grudge against the Empire and happens to know a deal about Castrum Sentry besides. I've no doubt he'd want to be of aid. Ida and I will go reconnoiter? Reconnoiter?
Reconnoiter.
Reconnoiter. Garlean activity at the stronghold. It would not do if something were to befall our comrades before we had the chance to act. Come and join us when you're ready, Miku. Let's do this. Sometimes I wonder, Ida, are there ever times when you are not enthused? I'm nothing if not enthused, Ishtola, and you're beginning to remind me of Papa Limo. Oh, in order to turn this in, I should probably switch to, I want to put the EXP on Summoner, but I can't guarantee that I won't get cutscened and miss the queue. Okay, I have a plan. Not Conjurer. Summoner. Looking for Glaumont, are you? Well, you found him, whoever you are. You're looking to get inside Castrum Sentry and you need my help. Something tells me we're gonna get along just fine. Oh, 47. Nice. Technically, we could heal that dungeon now, but I'd rather die. So your friends at Castrum Sentry who want for rescue. That Slothborn knows me too well. You can count on my help. I've got a score to settle with the Imperials, and I never pass on an opportunity to get back at the Horsens. But enough about me, let's talk strategy. Rescuing folk from captivity is right delicate business. A single oversight, just one little blunder, and it's all over. You can't leave any room for uncertainty. For starters, you need to confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt that your friends are where you think they are. You'd not want to risk your neck when you discover they've been moved elsewhere. But how can you find out, you ask? By following these instructions. If you approach Sentry from the east, you'll see a swampland to your left called the Tangle. Get in there, never mind all the warbles, and navigate your way to the southwestern corner. You'll come upon some drainage pipes coming down from the stronghold. Don't ask me how I know, but one of them leads back up to the command tower. If you listen closely, might be as you can eavesdrop on some of the happenings within. Once we know for certain your friends are there, we'll move to the next stage of the operation. Now get going and Godspeed. Kind of shocked the queue hasn't popped, with that average wait time being so low. Granted, we're going to be dragging in people who probably aren't going to be very happy to see this goddamn place, but fine. We're going to be doing that a lot while playing as Miku. Don't notice me? Okay. We're safe. Well, safe as you can be in this area, really. Oh good, a Morble directly in the way? What is it, my birthday? Okay, There's more Morbles here than I wanted to see. Please turn around. I don't think this one's turning around. Okay, and now we can do our quest objective. Ah. Well, at least it's not mortals. Okay. Now that that's taken care of. Faint sound of conversation echoes down the pipe. What of the captive? Does she still refuse to speak? She may as well be a deaf mute for all the information we've gotten out of her. The others aren't much better. The Ellison gets on my nerves most of all. Every time he opens his mouth, it's only to spout gibberish. Yep, that's Arianje. I do wonder, why is the Tribunus so obsessed with this Menphelia woman? They say she possesses some mystical power, something we Garleans don't have. Mystical power, like the kind beastmen use. How am I supposed to bloody know? If you're so curious, why don't you ask the Tribunus yourself? As well as try to tumble her. I like my head where it is, thank you very much. Our break is over. Best we get back to our stations. Okay. Hold on. I can teleport back, which we are going to do. Getting even with Garlemald. Yep, we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. There's not another piece of content before the end of the game. I should warn. So once we get like to actual content other than this godforsaken place, then we'll get like 3 dungeons at once. It's good to see you again, Miku. I'm given to understand that you have conducted some reconnaissance. Tell me, what were you able to learn? So Menphelia and the others are indeed at Castrum Sentry. Their presence, thus confirmed, we may proceed with the mission. Were you afield, Sid took the... while you were afield, Sid took the liberty of devising a plan of action. Pray have the details for that. Well, we'll do that when we get back. See you in a moment, Sid. It's probably the best gear I can have going into here, other than jewelry, which good jewelry is really hard to get, so... It'll be fine. It'll be fine. If the tank would ready up... the tank was one of the people hard queuing for this. Maybe they expected an instant queue pop. And, like, wandered off to do something. I do that a lot. Okay, welcome to the fucking Aurum Vale. Ugh. This place sucks. This place is really bad. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. So, this first room. If you gain the attention of too many mobs, this is one of the few pulls in the game where it is mathematically impossible to keep a tank alive. I certainly hope this is not what would be counted as too many. Because I can tell you right now that is like bordering on it. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna pop a, OJ while we're in here. Okay. The locksmith is our first boss. And it's also the hardest one in the dungeon. I bet this place smells fucking rancid. I bet this is like one of the like worst smelling places in Aeolia. Right, okay, the gimmick here. You have to interact with these fruits every time you get 2 stacks of gold plums. Ow. Otherwise, you know, you just take like a bunch of damage over time. Okay, it's dead. I'll be opening the chests. Because I need to see if we can get some good earrings, really? Oh, we cannot big pull in here. Uh-oh. Okay, they're just pulling to the edge. Okay, that's good. I didn't eat a fruit on the way out of the room, so we just still have gold pile. Fine. Ha-ha! There's a minion in here. One that I hope we get. You never know who's gonna roll on it. But, like, most people in the game have this one. Everybody ends up here at some point or another. Oh, the ninja is pulling. Personally, if I were the tank, I would let them die. Because, you know, that's, like, dumb. Don't do that. It bothers me to no end when people pull like this. The coin counter's gimmick used to be that he used to not have any AoE moves. So he used to just attack, and you have to know what the attack did. And now he does nothing, notably. He just does some AoEs. They're the same ones, you can see them now. I think that's, like, actually such a step down. I am not using my moves, like, literally at all. Okay. Can you please drop some jewelry for me, please? Or not. I never mind. I don't want any jewelry at all. Thanks. I want nothing, actually. Interesting that we're, seemingly continuing to pull here. Oh, these enemies fall off? Why? If these Morble fruit go off, they pop out a bunch of tiny Morbles, and it just adds to the amount of things in the room. And I'm the only person attacking them, so yeah, okay. Interesting move, pulling both of the gold mines at once. Most of the time I see people wait on the second one. Paladin? Does that say Black Mage's Verdant Arms? What? I had no fucking clue you could get Black Mage, like, weapons like this. Ah. Well. The boss. Okay, as terrible as most of the rest of this dungeon is, this boss is the first boss, but easier. It puts a much more forgiving, status condition on you. Yeah, there it is. Birds. You know, just like the first boss, when you get 2 of them, just go cleanse them using a Morble fruit. It's a very, 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 very easy boss. Hello? We'll summon some Morble fruit. Work exactly the same as normal Morble fruit. So easy. The Black Mage Verdant Arms? I've never seen these before in my life. It's a wand and a shield. So, you know, not good. If possible, on Black and White Mage, you want to be using a scepter at all times. If things are going right, you're not going to be taking any damage. I didn't know that they had compiled them into the more modern, like, arms style drops, where they give you a shield and a weapon at the same time. Okay. Oh, I couldn't even calm her. Pupil's Book of Mithril and an Aurum jacket. Well, that's better than what I'm currently wearing, I suppose. We did it! Aurum Vale is over. We'll go turn that in real fast. Hold on. I can just cast Return. With that is every dungeon in the game that's below level 50, I believe? I don't think I missed any. So you can see the launch lineup of content for the most part. There's one of these that was added post-launch, and that was Sunken Temple of Karn for some reason. What quest is that? Oh, the PvP one. We're not doing that. Okay. I had no doubts you would triumph, Sergeant, but the swiftness and surety which you have done so is impressive indeed. As head of the foreign levy, I dare say I've never been prouder of an adventurer under my command. Rest assured that your deeds have been Conveyed to the powers that be. I look forward to the day when I can congratulate you on a well-deserved promotion. We'll see swallows all. Do we still have to pay for this? I still have to fucking pay for it. Okay, thank you. We'll be back when I can afford to pay for that. I don't know when that'll be. Probably next week. I don't know if the Beast Tribe dailies give seals. I have no idea. I know they give poetics. We have a tiny, teeny tiny amount of tomestones of poetics right now. Good work, Miku. As Alfino has already told you, we've plotted out a course for the rescue. The gist of it is unchanged. We disguise ourselves as Imperial soldiers and infiltrate the stronghold. Glaumont is looking into ways to procure a suit of Magitech armor. In the meantime, I need your assistance for some preparation of my own. Nymphelia and the others are counting on us, Miku. Let's not keep them waiting any longer than necessary. I didn't mean to turn that in on Dragoon. I meant to turn that in on Summoner. While Glaumont goes about devising his plan, we'll need to see to some preparation of our own. It wouldn't do if the Imperials were to discover that they're short in armor. To prevent that from happening, I'm going to put together a makeshift communications jamming device. The explanation is like to get a bit technical, so bear with me. Imperial forces communicate at a distance via electromagnetic waves. Simply put, their voices are born upon etheric lightning energy that permeates the air. Now, the hill-sized cluster of corrupted crystals to the west has been observed to amplify the selfsame energy. By making use of this property, we should be able to drown out Imperial voices. To ensure that we have done enough amplification, we must identify the most potent crystals among the cluster. For this, I need you to go there and use the device to take readings. I'll mark the likely places on your map. Oh, and just so you know, plasmoids are drawn to lightning energy. Don't be surprised if you run into a few. Hold on. We need to equip the new book we got. There we go. Probably equip that on Scholar as well. Okay. We've been noticed. Anyways, moving on. Okay, I remember this quest. Do I fucking remember this quest? This one is very annoying, because those frogs can and will just decide to kill you. I probably need a karma for this. Hold on. I feel like I'm not supposed to name this. Does not help that Outburst is one of the worst AoEs in the entire game. It only deals 100 potency. Most of the others deal like at the bare minimum, like 110. I think the Archer one is 110. Okay, that one didn't summon any plasmoids. Don't you fucking dare turn around. No! That's what I'm talking about right there. You'll just be in the middle of trying to do the cast time for chipping off a piece of this rock. And the frog will be like, okay, you've had enough. You've had enough time to do anything. You're over here now. And it will interrupt your cast and pull you across the map. A lot of, like, beginner players have experiences with these fucking frogs. They're really, really obnoxious. Okay, is the last one up above? I'm pretty sure the last one's up above. Yes. Okay, report to Sid. What level of quest is this? 46 already. Oh my god. Luckily, we're basically almost done leveling Summoner for the time being. I hate those frogs. We'll be using Dragoon for the actual, like, ending of the game. When it comes to, like, the purpose Summoner and Scholar will serve, we'll all see it later. They will be serving a greater purpose other than just showing the quests. Oh, hold on. I had to do this as well? Clear the wax out of your ears now, because there's something I want you to do by way of preparation. The plan's to have you enter Castrum Century all decked out in Imperial duds, but a disguise is more than just clothes you're wearing. You also gotta act the part. At the very least, you need to know how to perform a convincing Imperial salute. First impression's everything, as they say. I could teach you the salute myself, of course, but it's best you learned it from the experts. So get yourself near as you dare to Castrum Century and watch the Imperials doing what they do. Okay, hello, Sid. I did it. You have the readings. Excellent. Here, let me see the numbers. Here you go. Yes, 4 of these crystals should suit our purpose, though I pray we won't have need of their power. My thanks, Miku. A lot of nice short quests here towards the end of the MSQ. It will not remain that way, unfortunately. My absolute express purpose tonight is to get us at the most to the entrance to the final dungeon. Motherfucker. Do not look at me. Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. Oh, I hate these frogs. Can't even think around here. If I can just get us to the entrance to the final set of dungeons, we can take them all on in one night next week. And that's the goal. That's what I'm aiming for. Ah. Oh, am I getting their equipment now? Okay. Nothing to report, sir. We've received an anonymous warning that insurgent forces are near. We must redouble our vigilance. God. I shall recommend that patrols be increased. Don't get too comfortable doing that, Miku. Oh, hold on. We can totally just, yeah. We're not locking. I'd pay 100 gil to bypass a bunch of fucking frogs that attack me. You. So did you manage to learn the Imperial salute? No. Best you don't demonstrate. I'm liable to fly into a rage and crack skulls. I'll just take your word for it. You are called Hatsune Miku, yes? I have heard of your plight from my friend, Glaumont. As a fellow adventurer and son of Eorzea both, I would offer you my assistance. In order to infiltrate Castrum Sentry, you and your comrades must disguise yourselves as Imperial soldiers. The question is how to go about acquiring the uniforms and helms. There are places that a man might purchase them, but individuals who deal in such wares are not the sort to whom you would entrust your secrets. It would be more prudent, I believe, to procure what you need via traditional means from the bodies of their recently deceased owners. The fortified area before Castrum Sentry never lacks for Imperial patrols. It ought not take long to obtain 3 sets of gear, one for each member of the infiltration team, Biggs, Wedge, and yourself. When you have what you need, please return here and allow me to inspect the spoils. Hold on. Okay, yeah, this is gear, and it's level 50. What the fuck? Oh, we're gonna have to, like, actually kill things. Sad. Ah! Fucking... I would pay to have the devs remove that fucking spawn. That one in particular. Ah, nope. Leave me alone. Ah. I'm still getting fucking targeted? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh good, one of each. I hope this is really as simple as just kill 6 total guys. It'll still take a good minute, but we don't really have any, like, good jewelry on this class. Oh, no, okay. I'm gonna have to kill specific... Okay. Back to Revenant's Toll. This was dressed for conquest. Okay. 9 quests to go. We are officially sub 10. This is pretty at night. Anyways. Sark Malark. Jesus. Were you able to obtain 3 sets of Imperial equipment? Sure was. Damaged, as I had expected. In their present condition, I fear these uniforms and helms are like to draw suspicion. They must be repaired, if only superficially. Fortunately, the blacksmith, Edgenolf, at the Diamond Forge in Rowena's House of Splendors should be able to hammer them into shape in no time. I've already sent word ahead and had been assured that he is expecting you. Worry not, we have already impressed upon him the need for utmost secrecy as to the nature of your mission. What is that? A self-improving man? Holy shit! Okay. I will not be gaslit anymore. I told a friend of mine who has been playing this game for years longer than I have that I unlocked glamours in Revenant's Toll way back in the day. I went to Revenant's Toll and unlocked them with the quest that's up there. And they told me over and over again, that quest is not in the game anymore. And here it is! This is the quest! This is the Glamour Prism guy! This is how you unlock casting glamours! I will not be gaslit anymore. I will not be gaslit anymore. I will not be gaslit. We'll do that at the end of the night. That's a really important unlock quest. We'll have to do that. Hello, Edgenolf. So you're the adventurer Sark Malark sent, are you? I've been waiting for you. Now let's see what you got for me. I see. Ah, yes. I reckon I can hammer these back into shape for you. After all, I owe your friend Sark Malark a favor or two. Took good care of old Edgenolf back in the days before I fell in with Rowena. He did. Did you know he's the son of one of the wealthiest families in the Sultanate? Wouldn't expect someone like that to end up in the life he did, but I suppose he's always felt the adventurer's life calling him. But here I go, blabbering on when there's work to be done. Just hold your horse birds for the moment or two, and the great Edgenolf will have your gear looking good as new. And there we have it. Won't do you much good in battle, mind you, but from what I hear, it's not your priority anyhow. Do send Sark Malark my regards, will you? Okay. 8 quests remaining. Here you go. Yes, these will serve beautifully. The great Edgenolf never fails to impress. The quality of these repairs would fool even a legatus. Thus equipped, you should not have any trouble blending in amongst Imperial forces. Lest you fear the Garleans might detect your foreignness, foreigners in fact form the greater part of the Garlean invasion force in Eorzea. You see, when the Empire subjugates a new territory, it assimilates the people of that land into its armed forces. In turn, these conscripted forces are sent to subjugate faraway lands. In this way, Garlemald nips rebellion in the bud and expands territory in one fell stroke. With that, my part in your mission is done. I'm full glad to have been of assistance to your cause. Why would I, a wealthy merchant, wish to help you? I know not where you heard such a tale, but believe me when I say that I am but another humble adventurer, one who desires not only to act in the best interest of the realm. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. Took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitech armor. Now, from what I've seen, Castrum Sentry employs a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments, and hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's Toll. So, hoping to coax the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding them a bit of false intelligence. Told them the insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Tain't far from the truth, now that I come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols dressed up in your shiny tin suit and alert them to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure them as near to Revenant's Toll as you can. Like as not, though, they'll be wary of adventure and far from their own walls. They do need a bit of extra encouragement. Use the smoke signal here, filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. And when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their Reaper. Simple as that. If I ain't mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now, so run along, eh? Oh, and don't forget to salute. Okay, from here on, we're going to need to have this Imperial gear equipped. At least for the time being. Now, this is kind of awkward because these are level 1 glamour items. So they are literally worthless in combat. So if we get attacked, we have 2 gear slots missing. Our HP dropped by like half just by equipping these. So I'm gonna need this motherfucker to like not. He's gonna do it. You son of a bitch. Let it be known that that thing is my mortal enemy. No! Why? Why? Why would you put an enemy here? Oh my god. It's going to just consume me. Oh my god. Well, we have to fight it. Please die. Okay, it's dead. Okay, salute. Carry on, soldier. Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they're well beyond their perimeter, but I will not have said that I was remiss. Haven't said that I was remiss. You, return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should I go right, use your smoke signal to call us. Uh-huh, will do. They want me to walk past the fucking frog again. They want me to walk past that goddamn frog. And my quest objective is like 10 feet past it, so I'll have to fight it. This is horrible. This is horrible. Do not. Okay, we have to go up above. That one actually let me through. That's crazy. I like Revenant's Toll from a visual design perspective. I hate this godforsaken place from a monster placement perspective. The monsters are like a little bit too packed close together, and like they're always standing on top of quest objectives, and they're always extremely aggressive. I'm not a big fan of them. I hope you don't mind my joining, seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry. I thought it best to be on hand. Ah, there she is. This is the place, but where's the enemy? Sir, over there. Send in the Reaper. Let us make an example of these insurgents. Okay, probably best that I'm not wearing this stuff. Oh my god! Okay. If someone could get the Reaper off my back, this would be helpful. What is my current strongest, the Evoker bar? Oh, I can't equip it. Awesome. Nope. Okay. Alright. No. No. Oh, okay. Who the fuck just healed? Oh no, no one's healing me. Somebody's healing the mech. How does that work? It's a robot. Can you heal robots? I'm not thinking about it. I'm not going to think about it anymore. I'm not going to think about it anymore. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. Not wishing to look a gift chocobo in the beak, it does seem rather worse for wear, doesn't it? Biggs, Wedge, what's your honest assessment? Well, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course, but looking past that, I'd say she's structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanism may be damaged. Yeah, but those things are protected by ilm-thick armor plate. Yes, they are. It's odd. The casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting until it's fixed. Not one wink of sleep. You got that, Wedge? Oh. Heart chocobo. I heard that. A hall has been set aside for us to use in Revenant's Hall. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us here, Miku. This Magitech armor is a source of a significant rework of part of the game's content. As we will see once we actually enter the final dungeons, there will be a moment where that armor will come into play, and in the original release of the game, they had a significant amount of stuff, like cutscenes, set aside for that piece of armor, because they thought people would care more about it, and people really didn't. So they have since trimmed it down by like a lot. The Magitech armor, Sid and the others took it inside. Don't want to join them. We're getting into the last 30 minutes of the stream here. I want to push ahead just a little bit. Maybe 11:45, we might do like an unlock quest of some kind. Now the time to take a closer look at the Reaper. Our preliminary diagnosis was correct. She's structurally sound, but her servo mechanism is faulty. Needn't worry though, Biggs and Wedge will see her restored to her former glory in no time at all. Give those two something to mend, and they will think not else until the job is done. It is a marvelous thing to behold, provided you remind them to visit the privy. Right. Let's fix that. Okay. The repairs are proceeding apace. It shouldn't be long now before Biggs and Wedge complete their work. There is, however, one small problem. As you may recall, the Machina's servo mechanism was discovered to be faulty. Wedge has subsequently ascertained that the Magitech core which drives it is worn beyond use. Such cores are rather fragile devices which must be replaced at regular intervals. Thanks to the negligence of our Imperial colleagues, however, the one used in this Reaper was long overdue. Alas, we do not have access to a ready replacement here in Mordona, but not all is lost. Wedge thinks he may have identified an alternative solution. Go and see him, would you? He'll explain the details to you. Hello, Wedge. As I believe the Chief has already informed you, the Magitech core is worn beyond use. We need to find a replacement. I thought about having you appropriate more Reapers, but even if the Dunderhead maintenance engineers of Castum Century had remembered to replace their cores, we would risk rousing Imperial suspicion. But do not despair, for I believe there is a solution. To substitute the Magitech core with a Mammoth heart. In case you don't know, Mammoth heart can be used to grant sentience to an automaton. By my reckoning, such a device would be more than capable of regulating the armor's servo mechanism. We'll just need to make some armor modifications to the housing unit. I've already placed an order for first-rate Mammoth heart with the Goldsmiths Guild. All that remains is for someone to go to Ul'dah and collect it. Oh, and pay for it. Did I mention how much they cost? No. Well, They typically cost something in the order of... I hope you don't mind footing the bill. It's for a good cause. Uh-huh. Do I get a discount for being a member of the guild? Because I'm a member of the guild. While we're here, I'm going to accept this quest, and we're gonna just speed through it. Who regens me? Need to deliver a leather bag to Rowena. Assuming she's on the ground floor. It is well past time we unlocked this. Honestly. We'll dive more into who Rowena is later. For now, glamour is exactly what you think it is. It lets you take the appearance of one item and put it on another item. It's very simple. Okay, thank you, Iscard. That we have our first 15 glamour prisms. The big reason we're doing this, like doing the Grand Company stuff, is because you can turn your company seals into more glamour prisms, so you don't need to purchase them with gil. Okay, now we have to go to the Goldsmith Guild. Okay, off to the goldsmiths. Hello there, come to collect a mammoth heart, you say? Then you must be here on behalf of Garland Ironworks. I've taken the liberty of picking the finest example we have. A heart fit for a prince among mammoths. Payment? Oh, that won't be necessary. The heart is for Master Alfino's personal use, after all. He notified us a short while ago that his servant would be coming to collect it. Tender in years though he may be, Master Alfino has been a benefactor of ours since my predecessor's time. The Goldsmiths Guild wouldn't dream of charging him. But here is the mammoth heart. May it serve you well. Oh, and please do pass on my compliments to your master. Uh-huh. Will do. You got nothing to say on that? Okay. You have the mammoth heart? Here you go. Hurrah! Thank you so much. This is magnificent. It must have cost an emperor's ransom. Free of charge, courtesy of Alfino. Coming from an influential family certainly has its advantages. But without further ado, let's give it a try. I've already modified the housing unit, so it should slot right in. There, she's ready. Magitech armor, engage! Or not. She just needs a loving tap, I'll wager. Yes, she's alive! Let's take her outside and put her through the paces. Miku, would you care to do the honors? Hop into the pilot seat. We'll begin as soon as you're ready. First, I'd like you to try climbing that tangle of crystals yonder, up as far as you can go, if you please. Oh, and if for some reason you need to dismount, simply come back here and we'll start again. This is a unique mount model you normally don't get access to. Or I guess a unique mount extra? You get the model. You just don't get the actual, like, texture, of this one. No anomalous movements evident from either leg. Good. Next, jump back down and sprint north. Quick as you can. Okay. Leg joints absorbing all impact without incident. Excellent. Please make your way back, Miku. God, I hate these frogs. There's one right there. Okay. We should be safe. Torso remains stable during vigorous motion. Excellent. That concludes our test. Thank you for your cooperation. Here's a summary of my findings. The drivetrain is in sound condition. With some fine-tuning, we can expect to notice some improvement in performance. As for the servo mechanism, I'm afraid it's not nearly as responsive as it should be, and I'm at a loss to explain why. The mammoth heart is in pristine condition and should be installed correctly. Perhaps its inner workings are simply too different to operate harmoniously with the armor's other mechanisms. Whereas Master Headquarters serve only to conduct impulses, mammoth hearts engage automata to process the information collected by their sensors as feelings. Maybe she just doesn't feel like part of the team, in which case we should all do our best to make her feel welcome. Yeah, we kidnap one of their armors and we give it the gift of sentience, unfortunately. Alright, here we go. Daft as it felt, I gave it my best. I've welcomed myself into to a bloody standstill. What are you expecting it to do anyway? Bob was a courtesy? Or a curtsy? No doubt you're wondering why the servo mechanism is so important as to warrant this silliness. Without it, the pilot would be required to control the armor's every movement manually. This would be an onerous task at the best of times and wholly impractical during battle. Using a mammoth heart in place of a worn Magitech core seemed like a promising solution. Alas, the device does not appear to be compatible with Guardian technology. Wedge, are there no other ways we might demonstrate our appreciation to our friend here? Not about wit's end, Chief. She just doesn't seem convinced. We could try a little dance or cheer our heads off. Imperials, they've come for the armor. Damn it, they have us cornered. There's the Reaper. Taken by the traitor Garland and the... Is that the Icon Slayer? Oh, bollocks. Call for reinforcements. The hells you will. We've located the stolen Reaper. We're requesting immediate assistance. Respond! Respond! It's no use, sir. There's some sort of interference. Curse you, Garland. No matter. If we can't reclaim it, destroy it. Okay. Good night, Jay. Bloody hells. Miku, protect the armor at all costs. We'll likely finish the solo duty and then, I don't know, find like a class to unlock. That's our very last action of the night. Falling kind of behind on unlocking them. Okay. There's the name. I can't do very much to these guys. In terms of, like, stopping their attacks. Stop? Stop? Alright. Hell yeah. Chief, look, she moved. Ah, now she deigns to grace us with her presence. Took us a good while, but we're finally ready. Time to infiltrate Castrum Century and rescue our comrades. And that, we will likely do next time. Oh, of course. There, the finishing touch. There it is. Yeah, it's got the Ironworks insignia on it. At every point from here on. So driving it without it is like something you could do once. Okay. Hold on. Let me double check. Let me see. Every little thing she does is Magitech. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, technically. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave Sid here for the week. Let me take a look. What should I unlock? As much as I don't want to, let's get Thaumaturge out of the way. I know those quests better, kind of. I know the Black Mage quests. I don't really know the quests. Okay, off to the Thaumaturge's Guild. Welcome to the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here, friend. Within these hallowed walls, the arts of devastation are taught, primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield the power of Thaumaturgy, I urge you to seize this moment and confide in me your arcane ambitions. Yes, there's truly no other answer, was there? Lean closer now, and I shall whisper of you of Thaumaturgy's beginnings. The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from ancient Belladia, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Naldthal, who passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we know now as Thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, raging fire to cleanse a corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The Dweomers employed in preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. Thus, does our guild thrive in the depths of the Arzaneth Ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, the divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer, if you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sages guide your descent. But before you leap into the darkness, you must prove to our guild masters that you're possessed of spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits within. When you are ready to submit the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word. Well, adventurer, will you join the guild, or do you presume to ignore the urgings of impatient destiny? Wise decision indeed. To prepare your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of fundamental thaumaturgical principle, all 108 of them. Or at least I would, if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent to fresh novices, they say. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guild masters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house, though they all wield supreme authority. It is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kokobi? Bigo, I believe. You don't know the guild masters? You work here. You literally work here. Where do I get a green beret? Oh, this is for the glamour quest. Got it. Who? What? Oh, Thal's teeth, miss. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a thaumaturge? Look at that expectant face, Bigo. This lady is obviously a new applicant for the guild seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh, Prelate Yayake. She can recite the 307 verses of funerary rites for virtuous fallen, but the simple task of keeping her name straight never seems ever beyond her grasp. Well, I, for one, find the constant confusion endlessly entertaining. My apologies, my dear. My merriment was not meant to mock your mistake. This is our sibling, Kokobuki, to whom you should speak. What's this? Thal has led us to us a new aspirant? Ah, Kokobuki. Were you here this entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki, the eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest, of the 5 masters of the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with succinct understanding of our beloved art. Thus, I would have your fullest attention. To wield thaumaturgy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, somnolence? I assume it's somnolence. The thaumaturge calls upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorcerer's teachings, and you too shall soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgy's secrets, for advancement in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? You bet your ass I am. A confident response, your name if you will. Very well, Miku. Let us mark your initiation with 3 eminently practical gifts. My first gift to you shall be the addition to your hunting log. The names of such enemies will prove suitable for training as a thaumaturge. The second and third gifts are this scepter and shield. Instruments you shall need to focus your destructive force of your will. Do you believe your initiation over? My dear disciple, we've only just begun. Take your new weapons in hand, and I will set you forth on your first trial. There we go! Thaumaturge unlocked! Okay, so like I've said before, that this is my least favorite class in the game, and I like really need to emphasize that. This is my least favorite class in the game. Wow, ice is what we're starting with. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Mount Guide. There we go. Okay. Oh, Gokubuki. The scepter well complements the avid desire for destructive power written upon your features. Now, we shall complete your initiation with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star marmots, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorceress might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to their side. I can't say how many of these quests will do. Probably only the first one. For the time being, obviously. This is just so I can kind of start leveling it, obviously. Nothing actually happens, in these quests until you get to, like, level 15. I think Conjurer is, like, the only big exception to that. Okay. The elemental gauge has been unlocked. Okay, let's talk about what makes Black Mage Black Mage. So, fire spells deal considerably more damage than ice spells do, as you can tell. But they have a very, very large cost to them. So your MP will drop really fast. By casting a spell of the other element, you can swap, and then in exchange for a lot of your attack potency, Blizzard will increase your MP over time, and your spell won't cost anything. Oh, we need the shrew. It's an interesting idea for a class, and it's one that kind of avoids doing what most magic classes end up doing with a lot of their balancing. Oh, there we go. I've never particularly liked this class, like, at all. I've always found it to be, like, pretty unfun. All things considered. Okay, this ought to get us to level 5. We might have time for the level 5 quest. You have satisfied the satisfied look of a mage who has utterly vanquished her foes. Miku, I formally welcome you into the Brotherhood of the Thaumaturges. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity for wielding Thaumaturgy, an innate quality that the limits of which are bound by the level of etheric energy flowing through your physical being. Aether, the very stuff of life, exists within all all living creatures to a greater or lesser extent. Remember this, for it is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. As your experience grows, so shall your reserves of thaumaturgical endurance. The wellspring of your magical might will also swell in response to moments of extreme terror and duress. When you find yourself seeking greater challenge, when next you crave the thrill of exquisite fear, that is when you shall know the time has come for you to visit me once more. Hello. Your burgeoning power strains against the confines of your untried mortal shell. Another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the teachings found within Thaumaturgy, the Yawning Abyss, a tome penned by the renowned Thaumaturge Zozomaya. My brothers, who have not once tasted the bitter drought of defeat, will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise this exemplary work. Much shall you learn from the threats which a practitioner of our art must contend. The first chapter, The Threat of Intimacy, falls within Coco Baigo's purview. It is only fitting that one so averse to being approached should teach you the wisdom to be uncovered therein. I'm gonna have to kill more enemies, aren't I? Ah, yes, Miku. I've been expecting you. Allow me to read to you the pertinent passages from the opening chapter to Zozomaya's Guide. Ahem. The Threat of Intimacy. Ah, how magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear, but by burly warrior axes, fearsome with every closing step. Fists shatter bone, blades slide through flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know you this threat, and stand you apart from such men. Ugh, that last part makes me queasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Apart from the agony of being hit, or stabbed, or worse, you'll have a devil of a time completing an incantation with an enemy flailing his weapons at you, at your person. Thus, the wise Thaumaturge always strikes from afar. The farther, the better. Now let us proceed with your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for a vulture to swoop down to feed. That's when you ambush the nasty creature with a barrage of deadly spells. Once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to retrieve a generous slice of vulture meat for Fafa No. He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop, so long as he's properly compensated. Yes, Miku, we pay him in sorcery, blasted bird flesh. Oh, wow. That is certainly in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. Amazing. Yeah, we'll finish this quest and then we'll call it. We got a lot done today, like a lot. We are probably finishing the main scenario quests for A Realm Reborn next time. Which is crazy to me. That's like insane. I had to stop to do the little hunting log target I saw here. Oh, there's another one. Probably going to be quite a few out in this area now that I think about it. I wonder, is there going to be Scathe? Scathe is really bad. Is that going to be the only one that's locked behind doing the quest, other than Mana Word, probably? Oh, hey. More dudes. How's the, hold on, that's not... Oh. Right, okay. Oh, hey, we unlocked Thunder. This one really does throw a lot at us almost immediately. Okay, that's Conjure. Thaumaturge! Yeah, okay. Getting there. Oh, I walked past this. Alright, let's fight a vulture. I was expecting like a bigger enemy, and it gave me a normal-sized bird. Okay. Oh, the Silver Bazaar. Yep. Okay. Can't imagine there's going to be any more to this quest. It's probably pretty simple. I'll try to have this one leveled, but seeing as we're, like, really behind on quests we need to do in terms of class quest stuff, you know, it's like mainly unlocking this to get it unlocked. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough of the fee, then. Oh, there's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, Thaumaturge. Did you say Thaumaturge? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Ah, Master Alchemist, what brings you out to the bazaar this fine morning? This lady here just slew herself a plump vulture. You'll be surprised at how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon. That's not the sort of flesh I've tasted for, you understand. Brothers, not again! There's a sixth one? Okay. We'll turn this in, then we'll call it. We're very close to having all of the Aurum Reborn classes unlocked. Okay. Welcome back, Miku. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It's truly the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by heinous injury. It's one of the easier trials, if you ask me. Keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you want to reach the end of an arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by the distant duelist, distressed by my deadly downpour. We Thaumaturges excel at offense, but fail miserably at defense. Our most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for knights and dead mages. Miku, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of Sorcerer's Destruction. So it's true. Buki, don't try to hide from me. Vigo, or you, Bonnie, or Bezzy, or Boha. Boko Busi, what are you doing here? They named this child Bussy. You promised you would teach me next. Well, yes, of course we did, Busi, but Miku here was most insistent. Am I in the middle of something? And once again, you brush me aside in the hope that I abandon my heart's desire. Why do you deny me? I hate you, all of you. Please, Busi, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. You know how delicate Vigo is. That was Koko Busi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a thaumaturge like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild. But yet, he yearns to walk the path of thaumaturgy. Such is Koko Busi's determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young thaumaturge, and I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these are surprising me. Probably worth grabbing a custom-made robe and equipping it. There we go. Throw out the old scepter and the old shield. And let's take Miku over to log her out. Well, just a little bit after midnight. A little bit later than I wanted to go, but that's fine. I kind of expected that. We're gonna log her out on Dragoon, I suppose. Goodbye. Good night, Miku. Okay. With that, that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching. That was a lot of fun, like always. Next week, we are probably finishing Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn, the base game, which is crazy. That's insane to me. Um, I might do like another like bonus Miku night where we do a bunch of class quests and we unlock a bunch of stuff. You know, just to try to have some catch up on that. We're gonna need to unlock Rogue and Archer still, I believe, are the two classes we're missing. Rogue I've never touched in my life. Archer I have experience raiding with it, but not like a ton. Anyways, yeah, as of now, we are moving right along into the end game, which is crazy to me. As for other upcoming stuff, on Thursday we should be returning to Lies of P, which is kicking my ass. Um, and then on Friday, probably I do. Yes, on Friday we'll be continuing Bayonetta. So, if either of those seem interesting, stop by, hang out and chat while those happen. Otherwise, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and have a great night, everybody.